Once upon a time, in a small Nigerian town, there was a young woman named Amara who had just married a loving husband, Offor. Amara was excited to start a new life with Offor, but little did she know that her mother-in-law, Nneka, had other plans. Nneka was a wicked and manipulative woman who had always wanted a daughter-in-law she could control and dominate. From the moment Amara arrived in the family home, she began to make her life miserable. She would criticize Amara's food, her cleaning, and even how she dresses. Amara has a degree, and her mother-in-law would often accuse her of being full of herself because of the education she has. She would often tell her that a girl's education ends in the kitchen and that having a degree was a total waste of her time. This would hurt Amara deeply because she has not been able to secure a good job ever since she left the university. She had to survive with the little stipends she make from teaching kids around the community. Her husband, Offor, is also struggling, and she doesn't complain or grumble when he doesn't take care of her. It baffles her that her mother-in-law would mock her for not wearing the latest clothes without being bothered that her son could not afford to take care of his wife. Amara always wondered why her mother-in-law would always belittle her and make her feel bad at every given opportunity. In order to make her mother-in-law like her, Amara tried her best to please her, but no matter what she did, it was never good enough. Nneka would often shout at Amara in front of Offor, belittling her and making her feel worthless. Offor, blinded by his love for his mother, failed to see the harm she was causing in his marriage. He would often ask Amara to apologize to his mother even when she is clearly at fault. And when Amara tries to protest, he would reply that he doesn't want his mother to feel bad. Amara would often cry behind closed doors, wondering why her husband does not care about how she feels and would always support his mother no matter what she did. Amara continued being herself and doing her best to be good to her mother-in-law, with the hope that she would see her in a better light when the time comes. A year after her marriage, Amara and Offor welcomed their first child, a cute baby girl. Amara's mother and her sister came visiting, but surprisingly, her mother-in-law treated them so nicely that her mother and sister did not believe everything she said about her mother-in-law. Instead, her mother advises her to be of good behavior to her mother-in-law and everything will be fine. Amara watched in surprise as her mother-in-law chatted and laughed with her family, making her appear like a liar. She even gave them gifts when they were leaving, making Amara feel like she might have offended her mother-in-law for her to treat her family so well while she has been treating her badly since she got married to her son. One afternoon, Amara had just finished bathing her son when she approached her mother-in-law. She told her that she would like to help her with the laundry, but as usual, her mother-in-law snubbed her and told her she doesn't keep her clothes as she washes them every day. She then called Amara an hypocrite for asking to help out with her laundry. Amara was surprised. She asked her mother-in-law if she had offended her in any way, but she quickly cut her off, saying that she did not offend her. She got up and went to her room, leaving Amara there. Amara sat there, wondering what she could have done to her mother-in-law for her to hate her that much. Days later, she told her husband that she must have offended his mother and that he should help beg her because she doesn't understand why she's always cold towards her but acts kindly around her family. Offor said that he would talk to his mother. He met with his mother a few days later, but rather than tell Amara what his mother told him, he became cold towards her, and when she talked to him, he would pretend like he did not hear her. Amara tried to ask him what his mother told him about her, but he asked her not to bother. But after a week, Amara was able to get him to open up to her. He told Amara that his mother told him that she refused to serve her food when she came to her place the last time, and he was not happy about it. Amara was surprised. She told her husband that she has always given her food every time she comes around, but the last time she came, she refused to eat her food even though she tried her best to make her eat. But Offor was not ready to listen to his wife. He told her to try to gain his mother's love or he would not be happy with her. He also mentioned that his mother is not happy with the fact that she doesn't pray regularly. Amara asked her husband why he would tell his mother such a thing, but he replied that he had to tell her because it baffles him that she only goes to church on Sundays to show off without praying harder every day for her husband to be successful. Amara replied that her mind is a church and that she prays when she wakes up in the midnight, even if it's just for 5 minutes. She doesn't believe in praying for so long because God sees her heart and understands her pains. Moreover, praying for the entire day and doing nothing would make someone less productive, and success would be far from such a person. Offor was angry at Amara for what she said. He accused her of calling his mom lazy and unsuccessful, and he hit her on the face. Amara was surprised. She asked him why he would hit her, and he hit her again. He promised to deal with her if she ever spoke about his mother in such a way again. Amara cried that night as Offor blamed her of trying to create issues between him and his mother. He told her to go apologize to his mother and mend her ways with her, or he would not be happy with her. A few days later, Amara bought some provisions and went to visit her mother-in-law. She gave her the gifts and helped out with some chores as she strapped her baby to her back. But no matter what she said or did, her mother-in-law sat at a corner, giving her the cold shoulder. She did not even offer to help carry her baby. When Amara finished the chores, she told her mother-in-law that she was leaving, but she looked the other way. After telling her goodbye for more than 3 times without any reply, Amara left her mother-in-law's place. When she got there, she told her husband how his mother's actions hurt her, despite everything she did to try to make her happy, or at least she should have told her if she did wrong to her. But her husband asked her to keep quiet and stop complaining. He accused Amara of causing unnecessary drama ever since he married her. He also added that his brother's wives were loved by his mother and he wonders why Amara's case is different. Amara was speechless. She asked him if he wanted her to kill herself for his mother or what. She told Offor that he is destroying their marriage by taking sides with his mother no matter what she does. But he shut her up and accused her of trying to break up the bond between him and his mother. He said the fact that she is not as religious and prayerful as his mother shows she may be the reason why he is yet to have a breakthrough in his life. He said he loves his mother because she prays for him more, while all Amara does is work, work, work. Amara felt bad about this, but she did not reply to her husband. The next day, she thought he would apologize for everything he said to her, but instead, he went about his daily business as if nothing happened between them. She avoided her mother-in-law since that day and reduced her visitation after this, but the abuse grew worse. Her husband's younger brothers would often give her attitude whenever she goes visiting, and even when she says hi to them, they would ignore her. Amara did not know what to do, especially since her mother never believed that her mother-in-law was toxic. Nobody believed her in her family, and it hurt her greatly. A few months later, Amara got pregnant with her second baby, and she told Offor. He wasn't too happy about it, but he pretended like everything was fine. When he told his mother, she blamed him for impregnating a useless girl like Amara again, when he could have married a more religious girl who would always pray for him to be successful. His mother told him to throw Amara out after she gives birth because being intimate with such a devil would mean he would never become successful. Offor was scared at losing his mother's love and he began to think of how to make Amara leave the marriage. But he began to struggle with his business at this point as sales were not coming as he should. Amara opened his eyes to some places where he could take his goods to, but Offor did not pay attention. Until one day, Amara sent letters to this company without telling Offor. He started getting invitations for interviews from these companies, and Amara explained what she did. Offor thanked her, even though he did not really show his appreciation towards her. He kept attending the interviews and he was lucky when one of the companies invited him over to head one of the branches. It was a very good job with excellent take home, a flat, and a car. Offor was very happy that he finally got a good job, but rather than appreciate his wife, he spent half of his first salary buying gifts for his friends, mother, siblings, and neighbors. Amara told her husband that she needed a jewelry set as a gift for her birthday, with the hope that he would get it for her without blinking an eye. But Offor told her he doesn't have such an amount of money to spend on jewelry at that time. Amara was surprised because the jewelry cost less than 10% of his salary, and it hurt her greatly that he never appreciated her despite all her efforts to get him a job. From the moment Offor got the new job, his behavior towards Amara worsened, and he would rather make his mother and siblings happy without caring about Amara. Amara continued working diligently without paying attention to how he treats her, and soon luck began to smile on her. She began to save some money and invested in properties. She took great care of her kids without forcing Offor to do anything for them, because asking him for anything for the kids aside school fees would always end up in a fight. The constant abuse from Offor's mother continued, but the fact that Amara had become very busy saves her most of the drama. 5 years later, Offor's mother accused Amara of bewitching her son, and she began to shout around the neighborhood. She claims that her son does not visit her regularly anymore, and he doesn't listen to whatever she tells him because of Amara. Amara wondered what she was talking about because Offor used to tell her he's visiting his mother every weekend. When Offor arrived, she confronted him and asked him why his mother said he doesn't come visit her when he would tell her every time that he was going to visit her. Offor did not know what to say. He sat there as Amara asked him where he goes to every weekend if he hasn't been going to see his mother. Offor screamed at her. He told her that he's always at his friend's place and it's none of her business. Amara asked him why he lied to her, and she began to lash out at him. She asked him if that is the right way to treat the woman you love. She asked him why he would lie to her every time and expect her to be happy with him. He wanted to leave the room, but she stood in his way. She asked him to sit down and explain whom she's seeing, or she wouldn't let him leave the house. Offor looked around and picked a phone charger cord nearby, and without considering his kid's presence, he hit her with it several times and left her there crying.